Hi, Steve Mills here, and it's great to be back with you sharing some tried, tested and proven ideas. I'm sat out here in my garden just in front of my office. I'm so lucky. I live in an amazing place with a fantastic house, and I've got a barn in our office. That's it behind me. You can see that there, and I'm just sat outside on a bench bringing this video to you today. Today I wanted to talk to you again, as usual, about marketing and sales, or as I like to call it, about lead generation and conversion, because that's the secret to growing your business. You can reduce costs, you can cut back, but if you really want to take your business to the next level, then you've got to become more effective at selling and marketing, at lead generation and lead conversion in your business. And I've spent 25 years helping businesses to do so. Now, let me ask you a question. Where are you? Where are you in terms of your current marketing? Are you everywhere? You know, are you on Facebook? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on Twitter? Are you on email? You know, you're using email. Are you out at networking events? Are you on YouTube? Are you producing videos like this one? Is your website on Google? You know, are you out there asking your current clients for referral? Are you out there winning new business from your current clients? Are you out there growing that database? Are you out there working on your current prospects, keeping in touch with them? Are you picking the phone up and speaking to them? You know, what are you doing right now? Because whatever it is, my belief, and I base that on working with thousands of businesses, my belief is you're not doing enough and you're not doing it well enough. So what do I mean? So perhaps you're on LinkedIn, perhaps you're on Facebook or Twitter. Now, if I ask you to be really honest with yourself, not with me, because you can't tell me on a video, that would be weird. But if I asked you to be honest with yourself now, and I said to you, look, on a scale of 1 being absolutely rubbish to 10 being absolutely unbelievably good, with 5 being average. Now, key here, 5 is the same as everybody else, and we all know if you're average at marketing, you don't get average results, you get poor results, because that's what 99% of businesses, certainly small businesses, get. And so you've got to raise your game. You've got to become better at selling and marketing. But where would you be right now? You know, if I asked you to view your marketing as a whole, you know, where would you rate yourself? Are you average? Are you outstanding? Are you rubbish? Wherever that is, if you've said, well, we're a 10 out of 10, Steve, I've got to say that's just bullshit. You know, nobody's 10 out of 10. I'm not 10 out of 10. I never will be 10 out of 10. And the reason for that is nothing's perfect. Everything can always be improved. If we then broke this down into the different elements of your marketing and said, right, okay, where are you on LinkedIn? Where would you rate yourself there? What about Twitter? What about Facebook? What about email? What about referral? What about the way you exhibit, your website? How good you are on the phone? How well trained your salespeople are? How good you are at networking? What you say when you stand up at networking? How you follow up with people, etc., etc., etc. Where would you rate yourself on all those individual things? Because, you know, if it's not good enough, it's not good enough. Now, let me give you an example. How many times per day do you post something on LinkedIn? Now, for me, I post somewhere between 10 and 15 times every day. Now, what that's done for me is enabled me to get thousands upon thousands of followers, turn those into inquirers, build those relationships, drive thousands of people to my website every month, and win over £100,000 worth of business each year on LinkedIn. Now, if you're like 90% of the business people that I speak to, you probably post either, sometimes not at all actually, but most people post once or twice a week. Occasionally I get people posting once or twice a day. And do you know what? Marketing's a little bit like getting fit. You know, if you go down to the gym once or twice a week, guess what? It ain't going to do you a great deal of good, apart from give you some pain because you're not using your body often enough. If you sit behind that desk and then get up and go and run a marathon, that's going to be a problem to you. You've got to build up and build up. So we need to take more action. However, there's also the second part of what I call my 10x process. 10x being take 10 times the action, get 10 times the results. There's also improving what you do by 10x. So in other words, you know, if you're posting, you know, let's say I do 10 posts on LinkedIn per day, and that gets me, I don't know, let's say 200 people to visit my website. My instant question there is, how can I improve the effectiveness of each and every post? Let's say I do 10 posts a day, that gives me 1 inquiry, I get 200 people to go to my website, and every week that wins me 3 new orders. Let's just assume that that's the case. So my question for you, and this is a question you need to ask yourself as well, is what do you need to do in order to improve the results that you're already getting? It's a little bit like in sport. You know, if you're you're a runner and you're doing 800 meters and it takes you X amount of time and you want to knock 15 seconds off that, you've got to look at ways in which excuse me, ways in which you can improve that, okay? Because without that, you're never going to get to where you want to go. You're never going to win that gold medal. So if you want help with this process, if you want help, A, doing more, and B, getting more out of what you're already doing, then get in touch. I'd love to help you. Spent 1/4 century doing this. I know what I'm doing. I really do. If you take my advice, you will grow your business. And you won't grow it by 5%. We're talking about doubling, tripling, or ideally 10x in your business. Now, to be clear, I don't work with multi-million-pound organizations. I'm not going to go work for Apple and get them to 10 times their business, probably. But I work with small businesses, helping them get from startup sometimes to 100,000, from 100,000 to 1 million, and from 1 million up to 10 million, depending on what size your business is and obviously what your own personal goals are. So I'd love to work with you. Get in touch, stevemills.co, or call me on 01 256 242 272. Thanks very much for listening.